Anything that stimulates the nervous system is going to undoubtedly have negative long-term consequences on the mind, body, and possibly even spirit complex that is a human being. Because it is an act of forcing. It is an act of rape. Now the word rape, hear me here, it's just taking by force. It's so we could say when the big corporations go and dig for oil and destroy the trees, they're raping the earth. Okay, so in the sexual context, it would be you're forcing yourself onto someone that does not want to engage in that act with you. So the act of stimulating the nervous system of a human being is a forceful act of rape. Okay, essentially you're raping yourself. You're forcing things to happen. You're forcing your mind-body complex to operate and act in a certain way and behave in a certain way, which is not harmonious with how they should act and behave in that moment, based on the feedback that you're receiving from your natural, let's call it, for lack of better terms, your sober state, which is telling of what you should do. So if I am tired, that is my mind-body complex telling me that I should relax, that I should lay down, that I should activate my parasympathetic nervous system, that possibly, perhaps, I should slow down my breath, do like a session of breath work, where I slow down my breath work, because that is the feedback that I am receiving through this absolutely intelligent organism that I'm in. Very, very intelligent. Your nervous system is the most evolved nervous system out of all the other animals. The tree and animal kingdom, the most evolved nervous system, therefore the most evolved species, is the human being. So your nervous system and your brain are very powerful, and they're just giving you the feedback that you relax, let the parasympathetic nervous system, that even more intelligent part of you than the sympathetic, that's the subconscious, that's the unconscious, that's very, very intelligent. Let it do the work. Let it clean you up. So just relax. But if you go and drink coffee, because that's we're talking about coffee here specifically, right? If you drink coffee activates the sympathetic nervous system. It pumps a large amount of adrenaline through your veins, through your blood, through your muscles, which is why athletes love it. When I used to be all about fitness, and I used to go to the gym practically every day and perform some very, very heavy stuff, heavy workouts, really intense stuff. Drank coffee every single day. I drank coffee for 4 or 5 years in a row, every single day, almost every single day. Rarely did I ever skip on coffee, because it really stimulates your nervous system. Like it isn't just a little bit, it really does. It pumps a significant amount of adrenaline, the stress hormone that activates the sympathetic nervous system, pumps a significant amount. So I remember back in 2015, okay, early winter. Why do I remember so much? Because I came down with one of the nastiest flus, sickness, so much so that I was almost dying, actually. I was having thoughts that maybe I'm gonna die because it was so intense. Now, what was happening then? What was happening is my food was far from optimal, but it wasn't that. I overtrained the hell out of my body. Like, I would go every day and do this intensive training, and I was training with a broken wrist, and I got a surgery a few months later. It's in fact how I broke the wrist, because if I let it heal, it would have healed. But I kept drinking my coffee every day, and I kept overtraining my body. And eventually, I just broke down. Constant activation of the sympathetic nervous system. And I came down with a nasty, nasty flu. Oof. It was February. It was like cold. And I was... because my apartment was also cold. Now, I thought I was going to die. I thought if I didn't have this apartment to shelter me, I would die within 24 hours. You know, because it was so cold too outside. So... that happened because I continued to overstimulate myself, and this was coming, this was accumulation of many months. I'd be sore, I'd wake up, all I want to do is go back to sleep. No, the Bruce Lee poster is there with those nice six-pack abs. I want those. I want those. No, get up. Soldier up. Soldier up. All right, Eminem, let's go. Till I collapse, I'm spitting these raps. You know, as I was drinking the coffee in the morning, right? And before you know it, if you know, right, I was drinking Turkish coffee too, heavy, concentrated. And before you know it, oh man, you know, let's go to the gym. All right, let's force it. I was forcing the process, forcing the Tao, forcing the way to do something that it doesn't want to do right now. It wants just to lay back in bed because you've been killing your body and there's a lot of recovery to do here. And you know what's funny is I wasn't doing myself any favors because, you know, if you're training in that state, your muscle ain't growing anyway. You're not, you know, if let's say I was training for handstands, but I was really sore, I'd actually go to the gym and it would be a shitty training session because I'm not recovered. If I let my muscles heal, then I went maybe 3 days later, I would do the handstand no problem. But if I went there sore and tense and all that, it would be like a really I would just be forcing it but not getting any outcome from it even. I'm not even improving. Okay? You wanna hear something funny? I haven't trained handstands in forever. Many months. I did them the other day. No problem. Effortlessly. But I was feeling good. I was just feeling like high energy and stuff, you know? Just nice. I said, that was on grass. I said, let me try and do handstands. I think I haven't done them in like eons. No problem, because I'm rested. I'm easy, so my body will remember things it did in the past. Okay? So, but that's what I'm saying is actually I wasn't even getting anything out of it. That's what's funny is I was going every day overtraining myself and just stimulating myself with the coffee. That's how athletes get injured. That's how athletes get injured. Athletes get injured because they overstimulate themselves, they overtrain themselves, and they use things like coffee and other stimulants, of course. Let's talk about coffee, the most obvious one, the most overused stimulant well, meat is a stimulant also, and it works similarly, but the difference is it has uric acid and it has adrenaline too from the animal, because when you kill the animal, especially if they've been in really bad conditions, they're terrified. So meat works in the same way. So when people tell you, well, I'm eating meat, I'm feeling really good, for now, you're getting stimulated. But many negative consequences are building up, and you will pay the price. You will pay the bill. The bill will come because we're living in a zero-sum game. Creation is a zero-sum game. So energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So something's gotta give. Okay, it may happen in a year. It may happen in 10 years. You may come down with some nasty flu, some nasty sickness, and you don't know why. But it will happen. It will happen. So anytime you force, that's the solar plexus shadow side of the masculine, which now we're moving out of as a planet. Forceful action. Forceful action. Let's force the action. Let's force the process to do something it doesn't want to do right now. The process doesn't want to work out right now. All right, let's drink coffee. Oh, now I can work out. Now I can work out. So the other thing about coffee, it wreaks havoc. It destroys your gut walls. It really does. And I'm pretty sure most people feel, because you know I worked in 2 coffee shops, right? So I'd ask people and stuff. People drink it to get stimulated because they want to get on with their day. But everybody almost reports that they don't feel good when right after drinking, especially. You feel it in your gut. It's you know, I'd go take a shit usually after. That's pretty common with people, right? Taking a shit after coffee. It's again, you're forceful action. Right? You know, I used to use it for that as well because I'd get constipated because my diet was, you know, I was eating chicken at the time and fish and daily eggs and stuff that's, you know, makes you constipated. And dairy, I was eating dairy. I was just, you know, having a regular standard diet. So I'd use coffee to be able to take a shit in the morning. Again, it's forcing that, but it's just like you feel it. It's acidic. You feel, it feels bad. You know, drinking coffee feels bad. If you know immediately on your gut, it feels bad. And if you're drinking it every day, you get used to it. But still, even my fourth year into drinking coffee every day, still, like right after drinking it, I feel like my gut, like some unholy things are happening there. It destroys your gut. You know, it destroys the gut wall. So yeah, I mean, I don't care if it's bulletproof coffee and it's been scientifically studied by 332 scientists, right? It's doing the same thing, essentially. It's doing the same thing. You may say, I'm feeling great. Well, I was feeling great too when I was drinking coffee. Except for I was coming with a lot of flus, a lot of sickness, and I was forcing the process, and ultimately I paid the price in many ways. And when I got off coffee, I was like, oh, I was so fatigued and tired for like weeks. And I was sleeping so much, right? I mean, I had to pay the bill. Otherwise, continuous sickness. I would continue to come up with more flus. It will happen. Zero-sum game. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Some's got to give. So when I quit coffee, I slept for days. I was sleeping like 10, 12 hours a day for weeks. Just catching up after forcing the process like this for so long. And yeah, but surprisingly, you get back up pretty quickly. You get back to that normal state. Your body begins to, because you know your body can secrete adrenaline too. And what happens is if you're continuously used to getting it from an external source, your body begins to secrete less and less of it. That's another thing about stimulants, right? Is your body begins to secrete less and less of adrenaline. So that's why, I was so fatigued after, not only because my body needed to catch up on sleep and rest, but also it needed to bring back up the normal levels of adrenaline production in the adrenal glands. Because if I'm no longer, the body is lazy. It looks for the path of least resistance. The body is in harmony with the Tao. It just like the Tao, the way always looks for the path of least resistance, the body does the same thing. So if you are drinking coffee every day, the body says, all right, I don't gotta secrete adrenaline anymore. Right? I don't gotta do that because, we're getting it from an external substance, from an external, something external. All right, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Why would I? So you quit, you feel tired, fatigued for days. But then you pick back up again, and then yeah, and the body heals very quickly. So just keep that in mind. Anytime you force something to happen, there is a backlash. Something's gonna give. Something's gonna happen. You're gonna pay a bill. That's the law of karma. There's no way out of it. So the bill will be paid. Your actions were disharmonious with the way, so you will pay for it in one way or another. Okay? The Tao is more accepting, feminine, yielding, right? It's yielding, it's allowing, it's patient. Nature is in no rush, yet everything gets done. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. So I will leave you with that. That applies. Apply that to all the other stimulants, Adderall, you name it. Meat, stimulant, same thing. Uric acid, adrenaline, same thing. So thank you to all the Patreons. Thank you for your support, your continued support. I love you guys, and this view is just, it never gets old. It really never gets old. I come here, almost every day. It just never gets old. So if you want to join the Patreon family, you feel inclined to do that, you could do so for as little as $2 a month. So the links for the Patreon and the Patreon and the PayPal, the one-time donations and PayPal are in the description. I love you guys. Instagram, Saeed Mobayed. Love chatting with you guys there. And until next time, may the force be with you.